హలో హలో
హలో
హలో 10 o'clock డెమో అన్నారు కదా.
నేను కూడా పార్టిసిపెంట్ నేనండి, ఇంకా జాయిన్
అవునా, ఓకే ఓకే
ఆ,
ఓకే అండి. మీకు ఏమైనా వస్తే నాకు కొంచెం పిలవండి.
షూర్ షూర్, మీకు వినిపిస్తుంది, స్పీకర్లో పెట్టండి.
ఓకే అండి.
Hello everyone, this is Hemant. I would be giving you the demo on the MS Excel. Allow me a few minutes to set up. Is everyone audible?
Good morning, Eamon.
Okay, good morning. I see that you are audible. Thank you. All right, am I audible now? Can anyone just tell this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, welcome everyone. I am Hemant Rupani. So I have 8 years of experience in the corporate, providing trainings to the new hire assessments. I am kind of a corporate trainer and help the new joinees, new hires, and all the new people with different types of courses, be it communication skills, be it core consulting skills like MS Excel, project management, etc. So, so I got a chance to meet the founder of this particular institute, and where we have addressed how everyone has a requirement to learn MS Excel, and being this as a very powerful tool. So I just want to thank you for enrolling for this, attending this session, giving that interest to learn MS Excel and understanding why it is important. So today I am gonna give you a demo on MS Excel, and uh, probably from the next class we will start the core MS Excel and start learning what is all about. Uh, so I want this class to be little interactive. So whenever I ask if something is being understood and if we are on the right page, I want you to use the react button, and you have a thumbs up there. You can just show the thumbs up, and the one who is offline, just nod your head that I can understand that you are, understanding what I'm trying to explain or tell here. All right. So everyone, let's get started.
Yes, Hemant, you can proceed.
All right. So as I mentioned, you can use the React button here. Like I'm just showing you one React button here. So that I will be aware that you guys are listening. All right. So first of all, I want you all to give yourself a pat on the back to really making a great move today for learning Excel. Whether you are a student, a job seeker, a working professional, or just someone who's curious to know what is Excel, what do we do in Excel, and what we can do with Excel. And learning this Excel is one of the most important skills, and this will help you in standing out in a job interview. Work smarter instead of working harder. You feel more confident when you use this tool in front of the big personalities, be it your manager, senior manager, director, CEO, or anyone. So this is not only the tool which we use only in the office, but we also use it. Most of them also use it in their personal lives for doing multiple things. Now, let's see how it helps us. What is it about? So before we start, going core into the Excel and letting you guys know what I actually want to teach you, rather than just directly start off the session. Uh, can So I'll ask a question. Maybe we can go one by one. Um, why do we use Excel and where do we use Excel? I will come on to the offline guys later. The one who's in the online, can you tell me why do we use Excel in our daily life? I'll share my screen while we talk. Yes, anyone can volunteer. There is no wrong answer here. So I know most of us are new to this. So can anyone tell me where do we use Excel? I can just write down.
To represent the data in simple way.
No, no, where do we use? I mean, where all we can use this?
Any industry which has the data.
Industry which has data. Okay. One of them, Sami, told that Excel is everywhere. That's right. In an organization. Correct. Yep. Offline.
Schools, colleges, supermarkets,
Okay. So from the offline classroom also we basically here I got to know that we do it for analysis, we do it for storing data. Okay, thanks. So as you have seen, oh wow, to remove duplicates. Yep. Yes, you guys are right. So we do use Excel in many ways of our life, and I'm glad to know that many of you have good knowledge on this. That where do we use this? Yes, we do it in schools, colleges, offices. Any event management, any industry. Basically, it is spread across everywhere. Be it making a monthly budget. So like most of us makes a monthly budget, right? This month we have spent this much, we have spent this amount of money on this thing, give this much money. So all these things analysis, be it keeping a track of all your clients, keeping track of your job applications, managing events, guest list, all these things can be done in Excel. And it is basically used to give a right hand information on the spot. So it's like it has a large amount of data where we store, and then we can get a crisp information in terms of in the way of a dashboard where you can quickly check what has happened. And like suppose you're doing a budget planning for your monthly groceries, you will keep a note down on that you have ordered this much, this much, this much. Suppose you have ordered rice 2 kgs, or the pulses 5 kgs, you know, curd and all those ingredients, spices which you use, 2 kgs, 3 kgs, 4 kgs. And at the end of the month, you see that you have only consumed half of it. And then next month onwards, you will plan it accordingly. So all this plannings also can be done in Excel. This is one of the smallest things which I'm talking. But as you have mentioned that in schools, colleges, offices where we have large amounts of data, that can be so much of data. You can't even imagine that much amount of data can be easily done and analyzed and properly represented in a form of an Excel sheet in a very small and crisp information. So, I mean, this is definitely a great thing. Um, Now let's start with, what is Excel and what is this? Why is this kind of a superpower for the analytics industry? So what is Excel? So Excel is basically a notebook which is all made up of boxes. So if you see my screen here, everything is all boxes. So you can store anything in this box. Whatever you store in this box is basically data, and that data can be any type of data. It can be names, numbers, dates, and whatever you want to keep a track of. It is not just for typing it or doing or writing it something, but it's a smart tool where we can calculate, sort, analyze. As one of our student has mentioned, that we can remove duplicates, similarly make decisions in this. But what else we can do with Excel? Um, Basically, this Excel tool is to store information. Store information, as in I've told you that many things we can store: names, dates, sales, inventory, employee records. Excel is used to store information. After storing the information, what we do? Can anyone tell what we do after storing the information?
Analyzing the data, and we will get to know the insights of the patterns.
Correct. So yeah, so basically analyzing the data. Now, how this data is analyzed? The data analyzing is nothing but you perform something and then you get a result and then you see it, and that is called analysis. So what is that performing things called? That performing things is called basically calculations. You first thing is you store the data. The second thing is you calculate it. Now calculations can be anything. That can be doing totals, that can be doing percentages, that can be getting the top 5 data, bottom 5 data, middle 5 data, average data, etc. And then after you do that data, you analyze it. Now, after you do all this calculation, now analyzing patterns, now analyzing thing comes. Now, what do you mean by analyzing?
Means something comparison like historical data to current data.
Exactly. So here, so example, I have here a data, okay, and I am just writing, the sales numbers for January to December, okay, or basically January to August. And these are my sales numbers. And here I am writing my sales number as in the January month, I got 1,000 worth of sales. And then in February, I got 2,000 worth of sales. Similarly, it's going forward like 1,500, 2,000. Now, with the help of this is called storing the data. This is something which I have stored the data with. Okay. Okay. Now, this is called storing the data. Now, tell me one thing. What do we do to get the analysis part? I have mentioned you in the class earlier. Once we store the data, what do we do next? Exactly, we do calculation. Now, in the calculation, basically what we are trying to do is we are trying to see, basically, what do you see by looking the patterns? We see that there is a difference in January to February numbers. Okay. Okay, then I move forward and I see there is a difference of 500 each month, which is an increasing volume. Okay, increase of data. By this calculation, what do you analyze? No, by seeing the thing, seeing the differences of each month, what do you analyze?
Monthly sales are increasing by 500.
Exactly. It is monthly sales is improving by 500. This monthly sales improvement by 500 is something which you're telling by looking at the data. And this particular thing is called analyzing the data. Okay. With the help of this data, suppose you're in month of May, then what will you, suppose you're in month of April, what would you assume will happen in the month of May, June? You will assume that since the start of the year, it is 500 is growing. So you will assume that in the month of May also 500 will grow, in the month of June also 500 will grow. So this thing, why are you assuming that only 500? This is called patterns. The 500, that is called pattern, that every month this is having, that is called pattern. And this pattern thing is only called the analysis. So what you're trying to get of the data after the calculations is something is called analyzing the data. And this data is not only, it can not only be analyzed in terms of the cells here, but also in terms of, charts in a pictorial representation. And this is how, we get to know what people do it in Excel. And the real world example is, where do we use it? As I mentioned, that where do we use it? And it's used across shops and businesses, schools, hospitals. So basically in businesses, we use it for tracking the inventory, how much stock is there, how much is not there, which is the stock which is going to, expire soon. And in schools, we use it for, recording the marks, tracking the attendance, making timetables. Hospitals, we use it to manage patients records, staff rosters, how many staff is attending on a daily basis, etc. It is used for, it is even used in, the codes to keep a track of cases. Event planners use it, restaurants use it to manage orders and stuff. So whatever it is, everything is happening in the background. And everything is 99.9% people are using Excel sheets. There is that 1 to 2% of population who still rely on the Google Sheets, because Google Excel sheet and Google Sheets are very similar to each other. The performing of functions, everything is same, but there are some organizations which opt for Google Sheets because, again, it's just because they have taken that license with the Google, so they have to use that Google Sheets. Yes, 1 second. There is a question in the offline room. Yeah, please tell me. Exactly. Yep. So here in the offline batch, there was a professional telling that we use the more importance of the Google Sheet is basically it's an online sheet, and anyone can see what is happening in that sheet. Suppose you are sitting at one place and doing you're writing some data, and there is one person who is sitting on the other place and writing the data. You can see that through the Google Sheet. Yes, that feature we have it in Excel also. So in Excel, we store this particular Excel sheet in a tool called SharePoint. And in the SharePoint is basically online storage for the Microsoft Excel. Again, 95 to 98% of the industry use this SharePoint. So we can do that thing in Excel also. So it is exactly the same thing. It's just that the platform is different. Even the calculations we do there are the same thing. Uh, Now, what kind of jobs you get out of learning an Excel sheet? One moment. Okay. Tell me, what jobs do you think we can use it? Uh, you, what do we get out of learning Excel? What kind of jobs we get? Yeah.
Data analyst,
Others? Uh, uh,
MIS?
yeah. Are you guys following?
I think
yes.
MIS reporting,
Okay. Others?
Research
Data
engineers.
modelings.
Okay. No. Okay. And others are following. Everyone else is following. Are you facing any difficulty while I'm explaining things?
No.
no,
Okay.
Hemant.
Okay. So yes, I've seen many folks have mentioned that we use it, as I mentioned. One of our offline professionals told that we use it in hospitals, schools. I mean, jobs in hospitals, schools. These are the organization. But what kind of job you get here, as mentioned in the online batch? Data analyst, MIS reporting, which is correct. Okay, I'll give you more examples. Like an office assistant, okay, wherein to maintain all the office records. HR coordinator in a firm where HR wants to screen and list down how many people they have taken the information from. Sales coordinator, project controller, HR reporting
Record
analyst.
keeping in CA.
Yeah, record keeping will be a part of the assistant. um that also helps in CA offices. Which is also, so basically we use it in so many things. You get it, you will easily land up in a job once you have that Excel skills. um and that can easily fetch you 20 to 30,000 easily, again with a growing experience. Obviously, as a fresher you can get this much, but once you grow more experience in this, you can go to the heights. And along with Excel, you can, once you get a little pro in the Excel, you can go for the further tools, which is VBA macros. And then you can go to Power BI, VBA macros, Power BI. Now, VBA macros is used to simplify your daily job in an Excel, basically for the automation stuff. Power BI is also used for automation as well as the reporting purposes, because nowadays a lot more shift is towards the Power BI, basically for the CEO and the CFO level reporting. Yeah, it has graphs, charts, etc. Graphs, charts, tables, and different kind of diagrams, which will help the top level management to understand what are they doing on a monthly basis. Imagine you converting a raw data, which is a set of a lot amount of data, into a simple and a neat dashboard. And that dashboard is being shown to a CEO of a company. They obviously don't have much time to go drill down the data and see what is there, who has did what, how much. They will see only the top level information. Imagine you are converting such big amount of data into, they will obviously love it. And this particular data is used for major decisions in the firm, which will impact a lot. So this kind of thing an app can help you in doing large amount of data conversion, a small dashboard, that's what it can do. So just giving you some more examples of where all what all do in such kind of jobs. Like suppose departments. So every company has a department. One is
Hello?
I think it got
Hello?
disconnected.
Your voice is not clear, sir. I think there is some internet issue.
Sharing back. So I was telling about I'll use my
We lost your Heyman.
one moment. Am I audible now?
Yeah, it's much better, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we
Okay. So what I was talking about is what kind of work you will do when you are in such job. Like suppose MIS reporting or any of the reporting work. What kind of job you do is basically pulling the data from different departments of the company. For example, every company has a HR data, every company have a profit and loss information, the trial balance data, the manufacturing units data, the sales data, the expense data. What you can do with this in such kind of jobs, you pull the data from different departments, summarize into neat tables, and then you make different pivots out of it, crisp information using the pivot tables, and then finally creating a dashboard out of it. So this is kind of job you do when you land in an Excel based job. And if this kind of work is looking like a redundant work to you, like suppose every month and you're doing the same kind of analysis and sharing with your bosses, managers, etc. If the kind of work is similar and it is the same activity which you are doing on a daily basis, you can automate this particular thing. And this automation you can learn in the VBA, and that is how VBA is used for automating things which you do regularly, and also which is having the same kind of work. But automation is always the 99% of the information, but that 1% of human touch is always needed to check if things are going correct. So uh, we should never have this thought in the knowledge that now that we have Gen AI in the picture, everything is being automated. What is the use of it? Even though Gen AI is in the picture, but that human touch is definitely needed at every level. And that's how we differ from Gen AI to the human knowledge. So these kind of roles we use, this kind of things and jobs we get in Excel, and this is how we use Excel on a daily basis. Now this is all about the Excel history. What is Excel and all stuff. Now, where did this Excel come from? Do you have an idea? Yep, one of them told Microsoft. Anyone in the online batches? Where did we get the Excel from? How did this get generated?
Once you install, once you officially purchase MS Office, you will get authorized one.
Yes, you're near to the question, but my question is, how did Excel come into our lives? Where did it get started?
I think Excel started as a spreadsheet application,
Mhm.
and gradually it was increased. The versions from 1990 or 2000, it was gradually increased, and every industry is depended on that Excel.
Okay, others? I see Samir is very active. Others? I am in doubt if you guys are listening. You can either put it on a chat. I'm happy to read it from the chat as well.
Replacing the hard copies.
Okay, thanks, Venu. Okay,
To
so
do the huge calculations, which we cannot do it on calculator or so.
yep. My question is actually yeah, you are apparently near to the question. So the question was, how did Excel come into our life? So I see yeah, Gautami, you have mentioned me the reason why we are starting Excel. Obviously, to perform the calculations. Yes, there was a need of calculation, which we cannot do in the calculator. We cannot do multiple functions in the calculator. So some person has thought that we have to start with an Excel. So I wanted to check how it started. So as Samir mentioned, Srinivas has now mentioned in the chat, and one of our offline batches professional has mentioned, yes, Excel has started from Microsoft. So Microsoft has introduced this as a spreadsheet application, which eventually started performing calculations, doing analysis. And as one of you mentioned that on a regular basis, this application has been, the version has been upgraded with new kind of tools and components in it. And then finally, we are seeing what Excel is currently in our system today. So yes, it has been started as a part of a spreadsheet in the Microsoft Office. Along with this, we have multiple other Microsoft applications, which we have along with Excel, which is uh, Word, PowerPoint, MS Access. Now we have MS Teams. We have SharePoint. SharePoint. We used to have Skype, which is now not up. I mean, which is now, basically has been removed and replaced by MS Teams. So MS Excel is a part of MS Suite, Microsoft Office Suite, which includes all these things, which is Word, PowerPoint, Access, MS Teams, and finally MS Excel. So you must be knowing why we use Word. Word is used to prepare documents. You write a lot of information in the Word, and then you can print it out. Basically, all of you must be having resumes which you have built in Word. Um, this is also used in multiple cases, like lawyers use it to write their agreements and all stuff. And it's used in schools, colleges for project purposes, offices for offer letter releasing, the one which we want on a daily basis, in banks to get the bank statements on all stuff. So MS Word is used there. Can anyone tell me where is MS PowerPoint used? I want someone from the online. I don't want Samir to answer it. I know Samir has good knowledge on this. Can anyone apart from Samir, Gautami, and Venu? You can also write it in the chat. I'll be happy if you write it in the chat. I will read it in the chat. Where do we use PowerPoint? Oh, I see. For presentations. Somebody wrote presentation. Others? Should I start calling out the names from the list? I mean, as I told you that we don't have any wrong answer here. I know we are all learning. Learning is a part and parcel. Every day we learn a new thing. Even I learn a new thing every day. So to create designs, yes. And others?
Business meetings,
Well, that's correct.
seminars.
Correct. Okay. Thanks for giving me all the answers. I have now agreed that you guys are on the line and listening to my conversation here. Okay. Uh, so as many of them mentioned, so it is used for presentations, it is created to design, it is created to give PPTs for demos and presentations. One of them mentioned it's for reporting purpose. Yes, we also use it for reporting. Yeah, yes, conducting meetings. Yes, so PPT, PowerPoint is basically a short form for PPT, PowerPoint presentation. Yes, we use this PowerPoint in multiple slides. We show it in the meetings, business meetings, top level meetings. Anyone who is coming to endorse their brand, they will come with a presentation. When the recruiters, when you go for a job interview, recruiters gives you the first a glimpse of what company does, what they are hiring for. That is also shown in a PPT. Basically, the first conversation, the introductory conversation. When you go to offices, when you join a new job, they give you a presentation on what is their company about, what are the policies, everything happens on the presentation. So yes, MS PowerPoint is used for, yeah, one of them also mentioned for wedding presentations. Yes, that is something out of the box, which I definitely loved it. Yes, we use it not only for the offices, but also for some things like wedding presentations as well. There's so many things where we use PowerPoint in as well. So this PowerPoint is also one of the most important tool. And you know what? Excel is all linked with all of these tools. So some of the shortcuts which we use in Excel is also used in PowerPoints. It's used in Word and Access and many other applications. Do you also know one more thing? So whatever, when you make a chart or a dashboard out of Excel, you can copy that particular chart and the tables and you can paste it in PowerPoint as well. Imagine this is how it is linked with. You can do the same thing on Word as well. Suppose if someone wants a PDF data, a PDF report, and you want to showcase the data, you can just copy the data, put it in Excel, so put it in Word, and you can show that data. So basically, Excel is a part of all these applications, and that's why all of them together is called Microsoft Office Suite. Now, do you know where MS Access is used?
It is similar to some like database management.
Correct. Yes. Okay. Yes, as Samir has mentioned, MS Access is used for the database management. This is basically used mostly when we are trying to automate things. The same things what we do it in Excel, but that will be on a little higher level. It is, I could say, in my whole tenure, I've seen 30% of usage, but 95% everyone uses Microsoft Excel, which will again be converted into PowerPoint for showing it in the slides and Word documents. So this is also one of the integral part of MS Access, is also one of the integral part of Microsoft Office. And you must be knowing where we are using MS Teams. So yes, MS Teams is communication channel introduced by Microsoft Office. Uh, this is used for sharing screens, storing the online Excel sheets in a SharePoint, which is linked through a SharePoint where we store online sheets. You can send the files immediately from one person to other person with the help of Microsoft Teams, and you can do a video calling facility. You can talk to someone who is out of the country, out of the city. This is widely used in many of the corporate offices. Oh, we also forget to mention one more important tool, which is Outlook. I know not many of us use Outlooks in our personal lives, but in most of the offices, in the most of the corporate offices, Outlook, which is a mail exchange tool, is used in most of the offices where they send out emails to each other related to anything related to sending of the files over the emails, sending content over the email. Everything can be done in Outlook. It is just like a Gmail to us. So these are all a part of Microsoft Office, and in this, MS Excel is a part of it. Yes, as you have mentioned, it is similar like Zoom, but we do have some advanced features. Like in Zoom, you cannot share a file, but in Teams you can share file, which is how there's so many other features which we can do it in Teams. Yeah, you can. Yeah, we do have that access sharing in Zoom as well. Yeah, so you can share your screen. You can ask somebody to control your screen as well in MS Teams. Uh, so this is all about from where the MS Excel got generated from. And let me go further to this. Now let's see. Did you guys get a chance to see the course content? Yes, no, maybe. I will not judge you if you haven't seen the course content.
No, not yet.
Okay. Others, did anyone see? I see Samir has gone through the course content.
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay, I will show you the course content before I get started with the course content. Now, for the next question which I will be asking, I want everyone to answer this question so that I can understand what is your understanding on Excel, and what and how I can start with this course. That would be even more better for me to understand what kind of audience I have in my channel today. So my question is, I wanted to know what kind of uh, background one of you come from. Like in terms of background, I want to know if you are a job holder, first thing. If you're a one second, I'll just note it down here. If you're already working as a job holder and you want to learn Excel as new, okay, you already know Excel, you just want to learn the advanced features. You are a student and looking for job. Oh no, I'll just write you are a student. The second will be looking for jobs, or you are curious just to learn about it. So I want, and if there is some other answer also, I would definitely love to know that answer. You can either chat it in the window, or you can just tell me that what is your background, so that I can understand what kind of knowledge you have, and then I can curate the course in that way so that everyone understands it. I mean, there is nobody who is missing out. For example, I see that Samir has some knowledge on Excel here already. Okay, so if I understand that everyone is like Samir and everyone knows at least that minimal part of the Excel, and supposedly if you are the one who are very new to it and you don't know it, then you will be missing out on things, right? So that's why I just wanted to understand it. Let me start with online first, and then we can proceed. Yes, you can start. You can either tell it in the audio, or you can just write it on the chat.
Hi, sir. This is Samir with you. So I'm currently working. So I have already used Excel. So I'm looking for upskilling purpose in the
Okay.
PBR charts, Power Query to the relationships between the tables, that advanced pivot tables and things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what.
I see. Three professionals have told that they know Excel. They wants to know the advanced features like Excel shortcuts, VLOOKUP function. Samir has mentioned that he wants to know the Excel. Srinivas has mentioned that I know Excel and looking for advanced features. Yeah, yeah. So the one in the
Okay.
offline class also mentioned that they are looking for the advanced features. So which means I can consider that everyone knows the basic part of the Excel.
Hemant, hello.
Yes.
So I'm currently working at Deloitte, and I'm aware like I'm been using Excel since years. You can say that like uh, most of the part regarding the Excel I know, but in advance, like still there are few things which are like I want to like analyze the data and then use the formulas. So I know till XLOOKUP and etc. But still in an advanced level, I wanted to learn. So will this be helpful for me?
Yep. I can help you go through the Excel content and understand what are we trying to cover here. I see that most of them are using the Excel.
Hemant, Gautami here.
Yes, Gautami.
Actually, I have an opportunity at my organization to automate couple of repetitive tasks using VBA coding, but I am not good at Excel advanced skills actually. So I just opted for this session. Hope that will suffice my purpose.
Yes, you will get to know Excel here. You can get to know the advanced part of the Excel. But if you really want to learn the VBA part, we do have the VBA courses with us,
Mm-hmm.
which is another other course than this course. That is something which will help you to do the automation part.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, Hemant, I'm from medical background. I don't
Okay,
have any idea about Excel or any softwares. Just planning
okay,
for a career transition into data analytics.
okay.
So
All
I
right.
want basics to advanced everything.
Okay. Thanks for letting that know. So this is what I wanted to know from you so that I can help curate the course accordingly. So now that I understood that you are from a medical background and you don't have an idea about what Excel is, how it is. So thanks for letting me know. But did you follow what I was discussing today?
Yeah. I have some idea, but I
Okay.
don't use Excel at all.
Okay.
Just basic what is Excel, how those. I don't know any other advanced features.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. So one of them mentioned that they know the Excel every day as a part of the reporting wants, or they want to know the dashboards for better data visualization and performing complex calculations. Okay, I get it. So I see most of them has the basic knowledge of Excel apart from one or two, and they want to learn the advanced part of the Excel. Okay, let me help you go through. So out of 16, I think 10 of them has answered my question. So I am assuming that the next six folks are also having the same answers. Again, as I mentioned, this is a data patterns. Okay, as a part of this training, what we are gonna cover from our day one, since this is only the demonstration session, uh, we will learn and understand what is Excel, what are the basic terminologies we use in Excel, the spreadsheet. So basically what we did is in this course content, we have created two different parts of it, which is one is basic Excel and one is the advanced part of the Excel. So let me just help you go through the course material here, which is again available on our website. You can also download it and go in depth, and then you can understand what are we going to teach here, and if that is in line with your expectation of learning it from this class, or if you need, if your requirement is something else, like you wanted to learn. So one of them wanted to get into VBA part, the core automation part. And if your requirement is suiting in the VBA class, you can enroll for the VBA class. We have all the course content in the website. I will show you how to get the course content also. But as a part of this program, I will let you know what are we going to teach in Excel here. So as I mentioned, we have categorized this training into two different parts, which is introduction to Excel, basic Excel, and then advanced Excel. So understanding Excel is a very small part of it, and then we start with the basic Excel. So here we help you understand what is Excel, where we use the spreadsheet terminology, and what are the things we come under the access toolbar. Uh, all right, and then which we already kind of partly discussed it in our today's session. And then we will start with the basic part, which is how you use the clipboard, how you cut, copy, paste, and then what are the alignments which we use in Excel, the data types in Excel, what kind of format of data which we use, general format, number, currency, since this is used in many parts of the life, and like it can be used for maintaining the database of amounts like P&L, profit and loss statements. So we use currency and accounting there. If we are recording anyone, the data by dates, date of joining and stuff, like for the human resources team, they use the date number group. Similarly, we use percentages, we use fractions for multiple kind of requirements which we get. And then we have the formatting, or the conditional based formatting. So basically, if I want to do something like I have a list of data of the students from 1% to 100%. I want to put a conditional formatting that I want to make everyone read who is less than 30%. So with the help of that conditional formatting thing, you can make and add colors to you can basically format that particular table with the, yeah, you can remove duplicates. All those things you can do with the help of the current conditional formatting. Then we will talk about how you format the table, what kind of things are there, what kind of charts you create, how you can create your own table, advanced advantages of the formatting as table concepts. And then we go with the cell styles, which is adding, deleting, hiding cells, hiding rows, hiding columns, naming the sheets, renaming the sheets, coloring the sheets. So this is all a part of the basic Excel, what we do it in that. And then we come to the advanced part. In the advanced part of the Excel, what we do is basically we will start on with the formulas. There are multiple calculations and formulas which we use. Everyone has a different requirements. So what is the formula? What is the argument? how to input the formulas, what is an optional, what is the mandatory, how many ways we can write the formulas, what are the mathematical operators which we use for formulas like addition, subtraction, multiplication. There's so many other formulas here. It's not only these four. And then how you there are comparison operators which we use, like equal to, greater than, less than, in between of the formula. Then there are some statistical functions which we, when we go deep down in the courses, which we can let, I mean, I'll let you know what is what in that. No, that's not, that's the another reference. Okay. So then cell references. What are the cell references? How do you freeze the cells? How do you freeze the columns? You know, when you scroll down the sheets, you want to see the same column across the whole. So how do you do that? And then you have text functions, which, you know, help you get the length, the upper, the lower. The upper lower is basically the uppercase, lowercase functions which we use to change the text. What if your text is in unformatted in unformatted manner? For example, you wrote, you know, you write some data and that is not in a proper format. Like you have written everything in a small case. You want to do it in a proper case for the person to read at least. So all those uh, changes and categorization of all those text things comes under the text function personality, uh, and that is used with the help of these are basically the formula which we use to change the text. And then date and time, again, the way you make changes in formatting to the text, the similar way you can make the formatting and update the date and time accordingly. So these are certain functions which we don't use on a daily basis, but basis on the job type you are in, you use it. So these are basically, there is a function called today, there is a function called now, which gives you current date, current time. There is month, which will give you the month, year, time, hour, minute, second, weekday, etc. Like similarly, you have network days. Network days is basically you have from date and to date, and you want to know how many network days are there in between, something like that. So you can also see if a particular date is a weekday or a weekend date. Basically, basis on what kind of job you are involved in, you use that particular function. We will cover most of the functions here, which are suitable as a part of our course content and which we daily use in our daily life. But anyways, I just wanted to tell that whatever we do, we are giving you some exercise materials, and I would request you to go through those materials, and whenever an exercise is given to you, an assignment is given to you, do practice it. Because we can't learn everything in one day, but on a daily basis, even a little will definitely help us go to a further extent. So that's why I was mentioning, because since we are not using this on a daily basis, you will really not have these things in your mind. But if you practice it, definitely it will maintain, it will be in your brain. And then logical functions. Now, logical functions are basically, if you want to put any logic in the function, logic is like, as I mentioned you, I want, like in the conditional formatting, I have told, right, that if I want to get the data of a person who has scored less than 30%, you write a logic. That's how the if condition, basically, if the percentage is less than 30, then do this or then do that. So that is all logic based functions we used. If this is equal to this, then you have to return true, or else if it or else false. That's a logic. So whatever logic related things comes in the mind, that is used in the logical functions. Now uh, this logical functions is a very integral part of the Excel. In most of the firms and in most of the reports which we do on a daily basis, we use this logical functions. So you have to give a lot of you have to give a lot of time in this logical functions to understand how it works. The more you understand, the more it is easy for you to get it. It is a very simple thing, but it's a very important part of the Excel. And then you have mathematical functions. Now you have an integer. Okay, if you have, now suppose you have a number like 443, 443.2. Now you want to keep it only 443. You're not interested in that 2.2. So you basically use mathematical functions to round it. Now rounding is something called, you don't want that decimal, you just want a proper number. That is called rounding. Then we have round up, round down, absolute, ceiling, floor. These all are the basic mathematical functions. But yes, we don't use this on a daily basis, but basis on the requirement, we use it. Mostly we do the rounding, which is the second function here. But there are certain tasks which comes up in certain offices. Like for example, round up. Round up is a function basically. Suppose if there is a number called 235.5, okay? Round up means it will give you 235 in the result. But if it is round down, it will give you 236. Up means it will take the nearest most upper number, the whole number. Down means it will give you the nearest down whole number. So it is like that. So that is how we use, and there are certain like ceiling, only round is used most. Yeah, which we need not write with a function. We have a technique to do it, remove the decimals on the top. So we will use it. We will use that. So that is how the mathematical functions are used. Going further up, and then we have even odd functions, subtotal, subproduct, sumif. So these are all a part of these mathematical functions. Then we have the statistical formulas. This also we use. We don't use everything, but most of them, what we use is we use count, countif, countifs, average, minimum, maximum, large. So there are so many statistical formulas, but these are the ones which we majorly use in Excel. And having this much knowledge is enough for you to land a job in in a very good corporate firm, wherein we have reporting work which needs to be done. And then we have information based formulas, which is is text, is non-text, is number, and is reference. All this, there are so many formulas in the information formulas. Now this formula, since it is mentioned that it is information formula, this formula is helping us to only get the information of what kind of uh the for what kind of the content is there in the text in the cell box basically. So that is where again, this is not majorly used as a part, but yes, we will cover you through each of these functions uh, as a part of this core content, so that you have a knowledge. Suppose if you end up in a job where this function knowledge is required, so you will have an idea of what we use. It is again used in a very large data sets. So if they want to know if that particular if cell contains a text or a number, is yeah, no, VLOOKUP is used to get something from another sheet. You refer it, you want something from, you want a reference from another sheet, you get it through a VLOOKUP. This is just used for the information formulas are just used for the analysis purpose, to see what kind of information is there, if there is text information or number information. So it's mostly used when you analyze a large amount of data. Now coming to the most and the integral part of the lookups, which is sorry, Excel, which is lookups, where we use a lot of these in most of our jobs. And this is one of the most advanced in part of the Excels, which is VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, match, index, offset. So basically, these four functions are mostly used across. Also, whenever if someone says that I know Excel, they should be knowing this as a part of Excel. So that this is as important as blood is important to human body. And if you know this, you're already pro in Excel, is what I believe, because most of the organizations use this, and most of the Excel based jobs is because of the VLOOKUP and VLOOKUP match HLOOKUP. So when I come to this topic, I want everyone of us to concentrate and understand what it is. It is a very simple tool, but it is used as much as anywhere in every organization. Yeah, XLOOKUP is also a function which has newly started. Yes, we will cover that as well. I mean, it is not written here. I will have it to edit this and add that as well. So this is how, I mean, this is an important. So I'll just give you an example of what VLOOKUP does. And then once we proceed into the context of the course, we can talk about more about the VLOOKUP. So I have a set of data. I have a set of data in one sheet. Okay, I'll just show it here. Okay, I have a set of data in this Excel sheet. Suppose I have names here like name. Okay, okay, I have this 5 names in this Excel sheet, and then I'm adding a new Excel sheet, and then I have some marks to it. Okay. Okay, I have some marks here. Now I want to, this is my database, okay, and I want to get those marks here. So from the other sheet. So like if this is only 5 numbers, I can go back to the sheet. I can see name one got 45. I will write it here as, name one got a 45. But what if I want to, what if there is a large database with 1,000, 10,000 number of rows and columns, and you want to get the data from that particular sheet, and the only common thing you have in both the sheets is name, right? What will you do? This is a very tedious job. You cannot go and search each and every case and then come and write it here, right? So what do you do? With the help of a VLOOKUP, you refer this particular cell which you want to look up from this particular sheet, and you will give the table range and you will get the data. Like what I will do is I will just write it.
Hemant, I guess you're on mute and you're talking.
Oops, I'm so sorry. I did not notice that. Okay. So we were here, right? So so what I was telling is that this particular operation of doing a VLOOKUP, it took me less than a minute. And this will take every one of you less than a minute for even data worth 10,000 or lakhs. This is that simple calculation. And this is a major thing for us to get out of that manual copy pasting to a VLOOKUP by referencing through a particular attribute. Here, the particular attribute for us was a name, which was a common column in both of them. And then even if you don't have a common column, you can create your own common column, but you should make sure that at least there is some or this slightest information which is common in both the sheets. So so I think there was a question from Ronald Steven. Steven, you were telling something, and then I went on mute, so I couldn't ask you then.
No, we couldn't hear you, so just wanted to check
Okay.
if you're there.
Okay. I am sorry. I think I have by missed with the help of that function key, my audio got off. Okay. So going on further. So this is until here we will help you go through what kind of calculations and formulas and functions which we use in Excel. And then we will start with our dashboarding part, which is, report designing. So as a part of report designing, let's start with the basic thing. What all we do here? We will help you understand how you insert pictures, how do you use shapes, icons, and we have multiple varieties of pictures like 3D pictures, smart arts, etc. Then we will help you more understand the spark lines, column spark line, row spark line spark line. Where do we use that spark lines in the charts, and what is the difference between them? Then we will help you go through what is a slicer filter. Slicer filter, I will tell you, this is a very important and an interesting concept in Excel. So slicer is a functionality which will what do you mean by slice? Slicing means cutting things, right? Slicer is a functionality. It's like a button in Excel sheet. Suppose now since I mentioned here, a data like this is our data, right? So what I do is I will add one column here and I will write science, social, English, science, yes, and then science. Okay. Now so this is only this is only 5 rows of data, but we have like 100 rows with us, and you only want to see the data only with subject signs. What do? You will obviously filter it, but to give that filter a design in a designer way, you keep buttons on the top and then you put options like social, science, English. And the moment you click on science button, only science data will be appearing for you. That button system, that filtering system is something called slicer, which we use. And that is one of the most important options in creating an Excel dashboard. Yeah, yes, yes. So this is the slicing part. Um, and then similarly, we have a timeline function, and then I will let you know how it is different from how slices are different from timeline. And then we have insert options like how do you insert a hyperlink? Suppose you want to how do I explain you? Like this is this is our website. Okay. Let me just. Okay, one moment. Let me close this. Okay, this is our website. So if I'm clicking something, and there is something else coming up, right? So there is definitely a hyperlink behind this button, which is giving me this PDF. Similarly, we have this hyperlink function wherein you can link to some other website or some other page of Excel, but that should be accessible to you. You can give a website, everyone can access a website. But if there is some sheet which you don't have it in your system, and if you give a link, that would definitely not open because the link which with you're referring is in my system. So hyperlink is basically allows you to go to some particular file, some particular sheet, some particular website, like a link. And then you have comments. Comments is basically if you want to comment anything on something, like for example, you want to comment on this. So basically you go to, I think it's in, yeah, you go to review and then you write comment. Can you check the scores? Now, for a particular cell, you put a comment. So this commenting function usually works when you are working in a shared file. Suppose you and I are working on a file which is in a on-site portal in a SharePoint folder, and you have made this sheet and you have sent this sheet for me to review. And then I review this sheet and I will add comments. You know what, Indrani, you have to come and see. I have commented that you have not, you have not put a proper score. Can you check the scores? And then you come back, you see the comment and you update it. So comments are mostly used in that cases. Comments are also used to aware the reader of the Excel sheet uh, that, if you want to show or highlight something. So here I want to highlight that the scores needs to be rechecked. So that is how comments work. And then we have text box, we have header and footer, we have word art. These things are also a part of MS Word, which I told that MS Excel and Word are kind of related to each other, which will help us. So if you know a little, if you know Excel, you will know some things of Word as well, because the functions are familiar here and there. Yeah, we can do it. That's the reason I've told you, right? That if we are referencing any file, we should make sure in the hyperlink that the opposite person has access to that file. If they don't have access to that file, then they will not be able to open the file. So hyperlink works if the person is having the access, or else it doesn't work. So in most of the cases, we hyperlink the individual sheets here and there. So we can hyperlink sheet 1 and sheet 2. So if you click here, it will directly direct you to sheet 1. Here you have access within the sheets, but if you're accessing through altogether a new Excel workbook, then access needs to be needed. And then so these all are the insert options. Now we will come to the report printing techniques. Report printing techniques is basically what kind of themes and charts you want to what kind of themes you want to see in the report, the font effects, the colors, the way you want to see the document report. Now there can be reports. Now these reports are based, these reports can be a certification report, whatever you want to put it in the report. So there are multiple themes. We'll let you know once we go forward. You want to color any tables, you want to color pivot tables, you want to color your dashboards, or the coloring things and all works in these themes. Again, we have the page setups, setting up the margin, setting the orientation, kind of paper you want to use, A4, A5, how you want to print. All those things are there, a part of the page setup. Then scaling functions are there. grid line printings are there. If you want your report to be on a grid line, then we can use that grid line printing techniques. Then this is a formula execution technique. So we have something called name manager. Uh, Name managers again are basically used mostly when we are doing reportings, and where we want only certain part of data needs to be used for the calculation. So we set a name range. A name range basically, I'll just give you. So here, if I search name, so this is the name manager where I will ask to refer only certain section of data. For example, I will only ask here, I will only ask to refer certain section of data for calculation. So this is how I set a name manager, and I will write the name, calculation. So when calculations happen, the calculation will happen only for the certain section of the names of the name manager. So we will further go when we are towards creating the dashboard on this. Just telling how we use name ranges in the formulas. No, first we will define what it is, and then when we will use it in the formulas and charts, which to select and which not. And then formula auditing, which is basically, as you guys were mentioning, to see how we can trace the formula, how we can show the formulas, how we can check if the errors are there or not in the formulas. And then we have automatic calculations, kind of calculations, or we have it in the sheet. So basically this calculations options we use in large amount of calculations in the sheets for more than, at least more than 10,000 records, because your sheet gets stuck if you are running a large calculation. So what you do is you write the calculation, and then with the help of the uh, calculation option, you will in the formula bar with the kind of calculation option here, you will say if you want to run it manually or automatically. So when you do it manual, basically what happens is it will not run the calculation, but it will copy your formula. But if you click on automatic, it will automatically start calculating. So what usually people prefer is when there is a large amount of data, they will write down the calculation. After writing every calculation and after drilling down the calculation to all the sheets in the row, they will click on the automatic calculation. So that's how it works. And it's also useful when you share the sheets with someone. So you can share the sheets with manual calculation, and the person, whoever opens the sheet, can click on automatic, and then the calculations will occur. This is usually used when you want to work on a large amount of data. I will explain what is automatic and manual calculations in detail. Like here, it is just a setting. It's not calculations are all performed here as a part of calculations, using the text functions, lookups, and etc. Here it is how you want to run the calculation is mentioned. And then data management techniques, how you can create a connection with a database, how you can create a connection with a different text file, how you can insert the data from text file, how you can get the connection from a website. This is all a part of the data settings, which is here in the data bar. And here you have that options from where can you get the text. External sources, internal sources, sources from your computer, sources from the website. That is how you get the data. And then once you get the data, if you refresh, you get the data automatically in hand. And we have the features of sorting. Everyone knows sorting, but I will let you know what is sort. So sort function is basically if you want to sort anything by alphabetical order or by descending order, you can do the level of sorting also. You have custom sorting, first you sort this, then you sort this. You can have sorting based on color. You can do the sorting based of the text with uh, type of data you have it in the sheet also. And then you have filter. You can filter the data by text. You can filter a kind of data by number, As I mentioned, filter and slicers align to each other basically. So you can filter by icon, you can filter by font, which is font color. If you want to filter by only red color of data, you can get that. And then you can filter using the search box. All these conditions, I will explain you how it is each step by step. And then we have data tools, how you spill the data, how you fill the data, how you remove duplicates. We usually work mostly on removing the duplication of data, and then how you consolidate all the data from multiple sheets. That is something which we will learn in the data tools. Then we have data validation. We will understand. So this is, since I've told this is all a part of uh, dashboard building activities, we understand what is data validation, what kind of input message we can put in that, how you can use the data validation using the formulas, how you can create a list, how you can create a manual list using a list name by name range, as I told you in the name manager. All these things, how you can clear the validation circles, clear the validation rules, everything will be taught in the data validation. And then we have forecast, what ifs analysis, data tables, and goal seek. This is something we generally don't use it, but we will cover as a part of the Excel training here. We will come and I will go a little in depth and give you some examples of what we use here in the forecast. Then we will go with the outline functions where you can group and ungroup certain rows, columns, datas, which I will show you. So these grouping and ungrouping is basically if you don't want to show extra information to anyone, you can just, you want to show it, but you don't want to show on the face of the report. You can give that functionality of giving a plus button. With the help of the plus button, the data, the columns and rows will appear. And if you ungroup, it will go away. And then we have data protection settings. Basically, the spell checks is basically you want to check if the spellings are correct using thesaurus. And then data protection items, you want to lock any cell or a sheet. Suppose if you don't want this data to be shown to someone, okay, you only want to share that data with me, you can lock, you can keep a password protected data so that password is only with me. And by chance, if my computer gets hacked or if somebody unauthorizedly sends those files to themselves, they still can't see my files. And in if they want to access, they need to know the formulas. So we will we will explain you how we lock a particular sheet, a particular row, a particular column, so that there is no data manipulation. Even though if the file is accessible to somebody, they cannot modify or change any row or any column or anything in that with the help of the encryption we put in the workbook. We can hide some cells and formulas also in this. And moving further, we have that insert comment, show or hide comments. As I told you about the comments, you can show and hide or delete the comments. So suppose in this case, I have mentioned here that, can you check the scores? You have checked the scores and everything is fine. You can simply come back and delete that comment. Come back and delete it. That's it. My comments is done. Show and hide comments are this column. Show comments, hide comments. And then we have data viewing techniques on workbook views, like how you want the view to be. And then show and hide grid lines. Similarly, how I mentioned about the grid lines in our the data designs. And how to create a new workbook, how to arrange workbook, how to split the screens. All this will be explained. Now we come to the PowerPoint part. Sorry, we come to the pivot table part. Now, pivot table is something which is giving you a crisp of the information from a large amount of data. Suppose you have 1,000, 10,000 worth of data, but you want to put it in a very small crisp information. Suppose you want to give this information to a top level management. Top level management doesn't have time to see each and every row. but you can give the information what you think of out of doing your analysis. So all this information can be, collated in a small pictorial view table form, and that is called a pivot table. In this pivot tables will look like a table only, just like rows and columns, but you will have the all data consolidated at one place. 10,000 worth of data will be in 1,000, will be in, 100 lines or 50 lines. That's how you want to manage the data. In this pivot tables, you can put certain filters also, which like a slicer setting, like a slicer. You can put slicer and you can connect that slicer to a pivot. And with the help of clicking on button, you can get that particular type of data. You can so as I mentioned, you can insert sliders and slicers in the pivot table. You can insert timelines. You can do difference between slicer and report filter. You can do grouping and ungrouping of fields. You can create a pivot chart out of pivot table. You can add or remove the subtotals if you want to. So all these things are a part of pivot table. You can color the pivot table the way you want. You can make it however you want to visualize it, whichever manner you want to do it. Do it in a funky way, you can do it in a professional way. That depends on kind of the ask and the activity which you're doing. So pivot table again is a very important thing, just like a VLOOKUP. It is a very important thing in Excel, and we use it on a daily basis when you're at a job. Even though when you're not at a job, but you're doing something for your personal thing, pivot table will definitely help you, consolidate that all amount of data in 3 4 lines. And that is a very important, and it's a very great discovery to, the Excel. And basis on this pivot table only, we have Power BI. Like the way you use pivot table, that's a similar way you use the Power BI application and the Tableau application. It is all dragging and dropping. So it was first started with the pivot table, but the later it was further implemented in Power BI, where we are using it online, and it is a very important tool. Now the penultimate part of this particular Excel sheets is charts. So after you do all the calculations with the logic functions, whatever functions you use, and then you come to analyzing the data, and finally you're doing the pivot table, you come to the charts. What is a chart? Chart is basically a pictorial representation of your data. You can represent this particular data in a column chart, in a line chart, in a bar, in a circle, however you want to. There are multiple options of charts. We can do that creation of chart. We have different charts, static charts. We can design the charts. We have multiple options in designing the charts as well. Again, in charts, you can use formulas. You can use name ranges also. So particular data only I want it to be represented in the chart, we can do that as well. This charts combining with our pivot table and slicers will help us creating a dashboard. And that's how we create a dashboard, and that would be a part of our, and that would be our ultimate goal, to help you work from the raw data and creating a final Excel sheet. This is what we will cover in our whole course here. Just allow me a moment. I will open a dashboard and show you how it looks like. Just allow me a moment. There is some problem here. Hmm? I think Guys, allow me a moment. I am unable to open this dashboard. Okay, while I look for the file, do you have any questions until now?
I do have a question, sir, regarding my real-time OneNote.
Yes, please tell me.
Since we discussed about this protection, file protection, I'm
Okay.
giving, that I'm giving the password to the sheet in each sheet, but the problem is someone it is get they are unable to I have given the restriction to unable to do any modifications in the worksheet, but the problem is someone is getting this file is getting, they are getting trying to save as and
Okay.
manipulate. So is there any way we can stop that?
S- Okay, save as in the sense
Save,
I
they
mean, you don't want them to, you don't want them to manipulate the data you're telling, right?
yeah, I actually have given a password to the protected sheet. In the
Okay,
protected sheet, in the password.
you
Since
should
they are
not,
yeah,
so you should not share the password with them. If you share the password,
no,
it
no,
will
I'm not
obviously,
sharing the password. So what they are doing, they are just replacing the file by saving by giving save as.
no, but still you, maybe you did not lock the cells. They cannot, even though save the sheet, they cannot, they cannot do this thing. They cannot manipulate the data. I will explain you when we come to the topic, but yes, as I understood your question,
Mhm.
your question is that you have given a sheet with logged sheet, but
Exactly.
they are, changing it. They are able to
Yeah,
manipulate the data. I
because
understood.
by doing save that they are what they're doing, they're replacing the file. They are just saving as the new file and deleting the old file.
No, no, we can log the cells. I can explain you how we can do that.
Okay, fine. Thank
We
you.
have to log the cells actually.
I have done that to, I have restricted to each and every cell which is important. So they cannot edit, but still it is happening with me. So anyways, I will.
Yeah, unless they have a password with them, they cannot do it. But yes, we can further look into that
Okay, fine. Thank you.
when we come near the data protection locking.
Got it.
Looking for the dashboard.
Yeah, Hemant, do we have to need any statistics knowledge to learn this?
No, it is not required.
Because I'm from medical field, I have no maths or statistics.
No, it is absolutely not required.
So why we are recommending such? Obviously, there will be a lot of numbers that will happen. Is there any specific version that we should be using in Microsoft Excel?
Uh, no, it is not needed. I mean, it's not needed to, use a specific version. Any version would definitely help us.
Okay. Yeah, some of the versions are paid. We switch.
Okay. Yep, I am sharing my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So at the end of our course, we will help you create dashboards like this. So this is what I was talking about, the dashboards. We have raw data, we have the views, however we can view it. So this is what I was talking about. So at the end, we will do this.
Hey, can you just pause to the slide? This is called as something, right? Where we need to just, we have given already the data, we need to filter out so that we can get the data.
Yeah,
This
these are slicers. These are
slicer.
slicers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was mentioning about the slicers, right?
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
was about referencing also, I was telling, we have the buttons to refer the sheets. So these are the sheets. Currently, it is not an enabled file, so I cannot because I don't have the content with me. So this is how it looks like. This is exactly how a dashboard looks like. And this is exactly how the Power BI and Tableau also works, but that works in the other environment. And this is all done in Excel sheet. So obviously we don't do this on a daily basis, but using multiple calculations here and there, we come towards the end, creating a simple view wherein you can see a large amount of data converted into a very small view, which is very easily understandable by a person. So with this, so with this data, what did you understand? You understand that 57% of the people are passed with the new name, and 43% has this, and with the third category, 100% people passed. How was the scores performance by month? And by clicking each of the name of the assessment, you will understand which is what. So this is how you are understanding from a raw data. Now raw data looks something like this. Now imagine converting this huge amount of data into a very simple dashboard. Do you find it interesting? So this is what we are going to learn. So we will slow by slow, step by step, start learning the calculations. And then we go with, you know, how you design it. And then you come to a pivot table, you add slicers, everything to the data. And then you create charts, and then you combine all together, and make it a dashboard. So this is what the agenda of this whole course is. We have multiple assignments given to you on a regular basis when we start doing each portion of the topic, so that you guys practice it. Because since you have mostly opted for the weekend batches, so you will definitely have ample of time. So on a daily basis, if you take out 15 minutes also, obviously you will be on your laptop. If you're a working professional, you'll be a whole day on the laptop. Take out that 15 minutes of time, follow through our content, ask doubts. You also have a WhatsApp group. If you got stuck anywhere, you can ask doubts. Along with me, there are multiple trainers also in the WhatsApp group, so they will also help you address the query if I am unable to respond. But I will make sure I will respond to your questions in the WhatsApp channel and help you move forward with Excel. And then once you get that hands-on on the Excel, you can probably, if your job requires, you can probably start learning VBA, which is also part of our course. We also have Power BI. There are certain firms which are opting for Power BI as well, but Power BI is also a Microsoft application. So VBA is Visual Basics, which is used for automating stuff. If you're doing the same task every month, you can do it with the help of a button, and you can automate all the tasks. You can ask the computer to basically understand what we are doing. You write that VBA code and then you run it. Yeah. So if you want to learn VBA, if you want to learn Power BI VBA, you should know what is Excel first. And if you know Excel, then you can start with Power BI and VBA part. Regarding the course content, as most of us were asking me, and I don't think most of one has actually gone through. I think you guys must be having this particular website on your WhatsApp groups, or you can simply search Excelytics in Google, and you can get this particular page. In this, we have courses here, what all courses we teach. So you can click, suppose if you want to learn VBA, so you can click on VBA, and then if you scroll down, you have the view course details. And then you can view what all content we will gonna teach in the as a part of VBA. Similarly, we have for Power BI, SQL, and all other courses. So you can simply click on this and get to know what all we are gonna teach. And as a part of this Excel course, if you click on Excel here, you have here introducing MS Excel. You click on this course details. The same PDF opens, which I was sharing with you just now. Although it is taking some time here, I downloaded it. So you can go through this. And in case if I get to miss any of the topics covered in this, apart from that X lookup, I will get it added. If you think that I have missed any of this, you can just let me know, and then I will cover those topics as well. Uh, and then if you want to learn any other courses, you must be having, since you are in the WhatsApp, yeah. Uh, if you have any requirements of learning something else, apart from Excel, then you already have our WhatsApp group. You have our admins there. You can reach out to them, or you can simply give a call to this institute. And then we have ongoing batches every month, so you can enroll for it. It's like the core, like how we have Excel. Yeah, it's a separate thing. It is very advanced, but I think VBA will help for all your basic automations, not the high level automations. So that is all. Again, if you can attend a VBA demonstration session and understand what all those contents are. So this is all a part of the Excel training, what I am gonna teach you over the month, over the weekend batches. So,
How long it
so this
takes
is,
to complete that?
so this Excel course is a month's course. So by end of the month of May, it will get completed. So giving you a deadline, I mean, it should be done by 1st of June, which is Sunday.
Okay. I actually enrolled for SQL Power BI also. Oh,
Hmm. Okay.
so you
So,
will be teaching three subjects or
so SQL and Power BI, we have different trainers. So they will be teaching that. So currently I will be going through MS Excel only.
okay. Okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, one more
Yes.
question. Do I need internet to practice Excel?
No, internet is not required to practice Excel.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
For VBA, we have another trainer. So in this institute only. Yeah. So once you get with Excel, you can start with VBA. Yes, any more questions? I think Shahrukh and there was one more person I missed. So you had certain questions on the course content, right? I think Gautami it was. So you can check the course content, and if you think you are already aware of this, then you can move for VPA.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Hemant.
Yes, Vinay, please tell me.
The course will be for 1 month, right? So it means weekend means we will have around 9 to 10 classes, right?
Yes, 10 classes.
10 classes. So my question is there are 56 topics. So are we going to learn those 56 topics in detail?
Yes. So we have 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. classes on Saturdays and Sundays. So it is 10 classes. Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, this is weekend batches. If you wish to enroll in a weekday batches, we also have those batches as well. You can contact our administrator, so they will let you know about the timings. I think it should be 9:30 to 11, 1.5 hour each day. They will let you know uh, about the weekday.
9:30 means morning or night?
Yeah, morning. It is morning. I think they have evening session also. You can just check with the admin about it. It should mostly be morning 9:30 to 11, but you can still check with them.
Okay. Yeah, Hemant, there will be breaks between, no?
Yes,
Continuous.
yes. For today, since I have planned it only for 2 hours, I did not put a break, but usually I will put a 15-minute break after 1.5 hour, after we complete one section of the class.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Yeah, I know it is important.
Sir, this is Sabir. So I have one last doubt.
Okay.
So since I discussed about the pivot tables, so I'm looking to learn about these pivot tables, the multiple pivot tables to merge with a single table.
Okay.
So
I think that we do not have covered in the Excel
Excel.
course here. Uh,
Hmm.
yes, I will try to add some content when we discuss about the pivot table.
Yeah, please, sir.
Yep. Please remind me when we talk about the pivot tables.
Yeah, sure. Because I have created 4 to 5 worksheets. I have different data in different pivot tables. So from that, I would like to interlink with all the tables with the master table in one sheet.
Okay. Okay.
That's it.
All right. Do we have any other questions?
Hemant, one question, sir. I mean,
Yes, please tell me.
the course content that we have, I think it's depth. I think you covered the entire Excel. But
Mm-hmm.
how depth we're going to teach actually in the within 10 days? Are we going
Like
to learn
what
depth? Let's say if you want to learn some depth formulas instead of
like
some basic data analysis
in
actually.
in-depth formulas in the sense what do you want us to cover in depth?
I mean, like arithmetical. I mean, not basic functions that we have in Excel. Let's say if I have a huge data to analyze by using different formulas.
Yeah, so we will definitely go through everything. So, but there are there are thousands of formulas in Excel,
Mm-hmm.
which basically we cannot cover each and every formula.
Mm-hmm.
So we would be teaching what we mostly use in our daily lives. Okay.
Okay.
Like
Sure.
what is required, what is mostly required for a person when you tell that I know Excel. I mean, suppose if you tell that you know Excel, I will definitely not come and ask you the statistical formula of what do you know about this, can you tell me how do you write this.
Sure.
Exact. So there are like so many. I'll show you. I'll just share my screen back again. So if you see, these are the very much use cases formula. Like we have more functions here. Okay. In statistical, we have all these formulas. Do you think anyone would actually have all these formulas in mind when we teach it? This is just a part of statistical. Then we have engineering.
Yes.
There
Yeah,
are so
yes.
many formulas which can be written in a multiple ways.
Correct.
But if you know the basic of how you start writing, suppose the basic starts with basically the logical formula, and then having little arithmetics added in there.
Yeah.
That is what we teach here. Like, I mean, obviously there are like so many thousands of formulas, but we cannot go through all the 1,000 formulas. I think that 1 month would not be sufficient going with all the formulas. And this particular course will help you in landing a job easily. And basis on the job, we use different kinds of function. Suppose if you are working for a aeronautical aerospace firm, there you must be needing statistical formulas or engineering related formulas. But generally speaking, normally everywhere we use the basic formulas. There would be a tweak in the type of way every company performs or works, but not everyone uses all the formulas. It is requirement basis basically.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you. Yes, clear.
Yep.
Yeah, Hemant, one general question. How AI
Yeah.
is going to affect data analytics field?
AI will help you. So again, in terms of AI, it's like uh, everyone is afraid that AI will take over our jobs, but obviously AI will even help you make your job efficient. It will not take away your job, or it will not affect anything. Maybe this dashboard which I showed you just some time back, maybe AI can make it look more beautiful. Okay, that is what AI can help us do. It will make our job little more easy, but it will definitely not uh, affect your job, because a human touch, a human common sense is much more important than the AI. AI doesn't have the same level of sense what a human has, right? AI doesn't know when to act vigilant, but human knows when to act vigilant, when to be responsive enough. So AI will make your job easy instead of, taking your job. So that is what I can give you an update on AI. There are still thousands of jobs in the market. Still thousands of people are using Excel sheet, although AI has made a lot of integration from past 2-3 years. But the jobs will definitely remain in the market on Excel sheet. I can guarantee you that.
Thank you, Hemant.
Yep. Do you have any more questions? I hope I was able to explain you and give you a good demonstration of what Excel is.
Hemant, so is this the same thing for offline as well? Like,
Yeah, that's the same thing. So basically, I am sitting in a room where I have offline professionals, where I have you guys also I'm talking to, right? It's the same thing.
okay, so it's the same thing. Okay. No.
Yep. Okay. If we do not have any questions, so we can close this particular session today
Sorry,
early.
Max. One question. Sorry.
Yes,
Which
yes,
which
Yuvraj.
version that we're going to take, Hemant? Like just to install in case from our end to just align with you. Which version of
I will
Excel?
I will give the version requirements, checking with the administration here.
Oh, okay,
It
sure.
should be Windows 10 only
Okay.
and Office 16, but I will just check with the administrator. But anyways, which Excel works the same way
Okay.
in any version, but I will still get to know and put it in the WhatsApp group. I will ask the admin to put it in the WhatsApp group.
Sure. Clear. Thank you.
Yeah, but I have Microsoft 360. Is it okay to learn Excel?
Yes, I think Excel works on that as well, so it's fine.
Hemant, like, are you going to give any material for practice?
Yes, we will share the practice materials with you guys. Once we come to a particular section of the course, we have a task. We will give that assignments. The admin team will share the materials with you. So you do not worry about the assignments we will give you.
Okay, it's
But
all
I
like,
want you guys to practice it and talk about it the next session.
okay. So for online users, like it will be a soft copy only, right?
Yeah, it is a soft copy for everyone.
Okay, for everyone. Fine, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah, any suggestions to learn any other subjects like to get into the data analytics field?
So I would recommend you to first, if you have little knowledge of Excel, I would recommend you to first learn and go with Excel. Then you can start with VB, automation of Excel, basically. Then go with Power BI and then go with SQL.
Yeah. Some people are asking Tableau knowledge as well.
I mean, Tableau and Power BI are the similar kind of tools. Okay. It does the same kind of job. So it is depend on you which tool you want to learn. There are market jobs which have Power BI in it. There are market jobs which we have Tableau in it. And it is almost similar to each other. Okay. So that's the thing. So basis on what kind of job you want to land in, you can learn any of those applications. We do have Tableau training here. We also do have Power BI training here. And both can be done integrating with Excel sheets only. So the raw data will remain with Excel only, but the way you want to present, that's dependent on the client. So Tableau and Power BI come with certain licenses. So that license basically the company will provide. That's basically Tableau and Power BI are online tools. The license will be online and that will be provided by the company. So which company you work for depends on that. You have to learn that thing, or which tool you are interested in. You have to learn that. I mean, I would definitely recommend you to learn both the tools. Both the tools are important. I have worked on Tableau. I have also worked on Power BI. So that was something which my firm was demanding me to learn. So initially I was using Power BI, later I was using Tableau. Today I'm not using any of those applications.
Which one is more
Oh,
demanding, Hemant?
I mean, both the tools are demanding. I mean, both the tools, it's like you have Amul milk and you have Heritage milk. Both the milk is same. I mean, the milk is milk. It's just the brand is different.
Yeah,
Both are in demand. We cannot say. I mean, we cannot say that Amul is good, or we cannot say that Heritage is good. It's really different. It is, we cannot distinguish that. Both are in demand.
thank you.
I will come back to. Any more questions? All right. Can I end the meeting now?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you
Yes, sir.
everyone.
Thank you, Hemant.
Yes. Thanks everyone for getting into this, getting through the Excel training and hearing my demonstration. If you still have any further doubts, you have the WhatsApp channel. You also have the mobile number of the institute. You also have the way to see the course content and understand what course you really fit into. And basis on this, we will start our Excel batch. And
The
any further
actual class will
communication,
start from next week. Huh?
yeah, the further communication will be shared. Yes, it will start from next week. The further communication will be shared with the admin team.
Is there a session tomorrow?
No, I mean the session for this Excel starts from next week onwards.
Next Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday and
Yep.
Sunday, right?
Yeah, it will be
Wednesday.
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Both weekends. And
Yeah. You have online as well as offline classes for the same.
And also, and all the sessions are, all of them are being recorded. Right.
Yeah, it is recorded session. So you can also hear to the recording if you are unable to attend this, but it is highly recommended if you attend, you will obviously have that interest, or else your recordings will pile up and you will not listen to it. So I would suggest you to attend it live.
And you will also be helping me with test files.
Yeah, you will get the assignments.
Thanks.
yeah, Hemant, one general question. What is the difference between Udemy and your classes? Difference?
There is a lot of difference. I mean, here we will try to concentrate individually at a person, and in Udemy, Udemy is like you have a lot of people. Not there is no collaboration there. Here we have collaboration. Here we discuss things in depth, whatever is shown here. We give, we are trying to attend each of everyone's question. Like I've been asking each one of you, ask me questions, something like this. So it is basically, I will definitely maintain that personal, I mean, we as an institute will definitely maintain that personal touch with you guys on if you are able to understand or not, if we are going through the flow of the content or not. But Udemy is there, but there you don't find that personal touch, basically. And Udemy is across the nation, across the world, and we are across the city here. So it definitely gives that different perspective of how many people you are able to collaborate with. That's what I can say from this.
And also we are committed
Thank you,
here.
Hemant.
Yep. All right, team. So if there are any further questions, as I said, you have a WhatsApp channel. You also have the contact number of the administration team. You can check with them, have your questions, or you can just have all your questions written at one place and then paste it on the WhatsApp channel. We have multiple trainers in the group. We also have the admin team in the group. We will make sure we answer your questions.
Yeah, Hemant, I'm unable to chat on WhatsApp, the new channel.
Okay, please share your number with the admin team. We will check what is the problem.
Okay, sure.
All right. With this, I will end this session. Thank you everyone for taking out time from your schedule today and listening to me. It was worth talking with you. Thanks and happy Saturday, Sunday. Happy weekend.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Bye. Happy weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hemant.